Getafe's Christantus Uche has spoken out about refereeing and racism in La Liga in a recent interview with ESPN Brazil. Now, this comes just 3 months after joining the Madrid-based outfit, so let's hear what he had to say.
Like first 2 matches or 3 matches in La Liga, I saw it with my eyes. The referees, they are so bad. They will kick me. The referee will just say I should stand up. No. It's far, you have to blow it. But if they kick another person, the referee will just blow it. And it's so painful. Both the fans, some of the fans, you will be hailing you, oh, you are this, that. This. No, it's not good. It's not good.
Now, Getafe's president, Angel Torres, has actually spoken out about Uche's comments, saying he's made a complete mistake. The fact that it is not the right question to ask a young man who has just arrived does not justify him speaking badly of the referees or anyone else. But if he doesn't understand, how is he going to say that? He can't say that. When he's been here for 1 or 2 years and understands Spanish, he can say what he wants. Well, let's get more on this matter from La Liga President Javier Tebas, speaking to, as mentioned earlier, Fernando Palomo.
Christantus Uche, jugador de Getafe, recientemente ha declarado que él en los primeros partidos de la Liga ya ha vivido de este mal del racismo.
Bueno, a mí, vamos a ver, nosotros estamos en todos los partidos y prestamos muchísima atención con unos directores de partidos especialistas en el tema de integridad. Tenemos cámaras especiales en las zonas de riesgo de los partidos que creemos que puede haber algún grito. A mí me hubiese gustado que no lo hubiese dicho, ¿no? Yo lo que le pido que no consienta que ocurra eso, que lo que tiene que venir es denunciarlo en su club, venirnos a la Liga y que tomaremos las medidas oportunas, ¿no? Porque nosotros, si lo hubiésemos detectado, que tenga por seguro que esos hubiesen sido identificados y expulsados, como ha pasado con el tema de Vinicius y ha pasado con otros, que nos ha pasado en nuestra segunda división, en el campo del Dense, en otros campos, y nosotros los identificamos. Y últimamente hay que destacar también mucha colaboración del público que está en torno, alrededor, a la gente que insulta al racismo. Eso es una de las cuestiones que ha hecho el caso Vinicius diferente, ¿no?, de lo que pasó en Valencia. Antes había como un cierto omertá, la gente no hablaba, oían los gritos, pero no señalaban, no decían este ha sido, ¿no? Ahora no, ahora se señala y se indica usted, no creemos en el fútbol, y son la gente, los espectadores que están alrededor. Yo le pido a Uche que venga y que nos lo diga, que nosotros estamos para ayudar y solucionar esos problemas, ¿no?
And now, following on from what we just heard there from Javier Tebas and the measures that La Liga are taking, the Mallorca fan who racially abused Vini Jr. and Samuel Chukwueze has actually been handed a 12-month suspended prison sentence by a Spanish court. He was also banned from stadiums for 3 years, and he also sent an apology letter to Vini during his anti-discrimination training. As we just heard there as well, we're seeing people point these situations out. We're seeing Vini Jr. point these situations out as well. So we are seeing a step in the right direction from La Liga taking action here, Shaka.
Absolutely. First of all, and there's a lot to unpack here. At first look, the 1-year suspended sentence I thought was a little bit light, but at the same time, I have always advocated for education to be a significant part of any kind of action, and this certainly is the case. So, given the fan in question underwent anti-racism education and training, I am fine with the 1-year suspended sentence and the stadium suspension as handed out. For as far as Uche goes, I think he conflates 2 issues here that he shouldn't have. One is talking about the referees and being fouled, and while he may very well have a point, I am not challenging that at all. How you are treated by officials is fairly subjective. And you talk to fans of any single club, of every single club, and they all feel that referees are against them. Again, that is subjective, and not to say that he does not have a case here in putting this forward. But by conflating that with the racism that he says he's subject to by the fans, I think it just takes away a little bit of the impact. because the racism, as we've seen in Spain time and time again, is an issue they continue to fight with and try to resolve. How good a job they're doing is anybody's guess. But for me, I just don't feel conflating the two issues was the right approach here. The Getafe president starts off by saying the right things in that you can't attack the referees given the subjective nature of refereeing any kind of football game. But then he totally loses any credibility by then saying, well, after he's here a season or two, then he can talk about that. Listen, Christantus Uche has been in Spanish football for the last 2 or 3 years. The language of racism is pretty universal. As all footballers know, when you play in a foreign country, the first words you learn are the swear words. That's, you know, so to suggest that he needs 2 or 3 years in the league in Spain to understand what is being said to him. Again, this is the Getafe president somehow having a go at his own player. And not defending his own player in this circumstance is simply beyond me. Then you go to Tebas, and I have to say, Javier Tebas got this absolutely right. And he has a point. For all the issues that Spanish football has had, the league now have, and I'll believe him when he says, they have cameras pointed at what we'll call maybe trouble spots or hot spots within a stadium, but they also have avenues for players to report fan abuse or player abuse. If you don't use those channels, then the league can't do anything. If you don't report it, there is absolutely nothing the league, Javier Tebas, or anybody can do to address that racism. So, again, a young man in Christantus Uche who's only 21 years old, and maybe finding out some of these things kind of the hard way as you live those experiences, you have to take this to the authorities. Now, if the authorities do nothing with it, we can do as you saw Vinicius Jr. do, or all of us kind of echo about the systemic failings around black players and racism in the game. But if you don't report it, then there is absolutely nothing anybody can do. So there's a lesson to be learned there for the young man.
It's an important message as well from Javier Tebas, Luis, the fact that he's saying you must come to us, we're here to help you, we will do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I can tell you from the part of La Liga that yes, they are doing. Actually, next Monday, 13th, we are going to have another big campaign where all the ambassadors, we are going to be involved in trying to, as Shaka just mentioned, trying to continue educating, trying to share experiences that they go beyond that football. We are trying all together to try to make that this La Liga versus racism, La Liga versus bully, can reach to more people, and the kids start from very young age understanding what it is to be feel abuse, and if you can see it, if you can talk to it, you have to report it, call it, or at least share it with someone next to you. And we are going to start from next Monday, and I can tell you that Javier Tebas has been really involved on this one. People might like him or might not like him that much, but in the end, we are totally against the racism or any kind of abuse. So we are trying to do our best from here.